I'm really struggling with self-love. I've been working hard to overcome my past. However, I have this constant nagging guilt and shame that everything I do is not enough. From an unconscious place, what that really translates into is that I'm not enough. I try to have love for myself and not feel that way. Experts always say that's negative self-talk. Perhaps it is. However, it's what I was told repeatedly growing up. When I say being told repeatedly, it comes through in different ways, right? Not everything comes through by being said. It's by being ignored or not really valued or overlooked. But the message I got was, who I am is not enough. It didn't matter how well I did in school. It didn't matter about the awards I won. It didn't matter about the degrees I have. I'm not enough. It's not that. It's more than just negative self-talk. It was who I was trained to be. But isn't that where the pain comes from? Our inner child, or the child that we were in our youth, did not believe that. If they did, they would have stopped trying to impress the adults around them that were not seeing them for what they had to offer. There is some fundamental self-love there. But there's a conflict. At least in my mind, I have these two different messages battling each other. And to further complicate things, it doesn't help that when we are grown-ups, that others still reflect those messages back to us, that we're not good enough, that who we are is fundamentally flawed, that our dreams are not realistic. And in some ways, that's the most frustrating part. Knowing that the person that abused us, a person that is supposed to love us, is using that against us. Even being out of the relationship for some time, it's still there when things don't go right. That idea of not being enough, of not being perfect enough, that idea resonates and echoes in our minds. And it's hard to fight that echo. Speaking of echo, the Greeks have a myth about Echo that relates to all of this. Echo was punished by the gods. As her punishment, Echo was never heard by her beloved. And to make matters worse, she never could be seen by her beloved. Echo could only repeat back what others said to her. She could never give her own ideas. That's why it's incredibly hard to find the source of echoes, or the real person behind the sound, because she's always echoing back. Is it not ironic that Echo is the same girl that falls in love with narcissists? It's almost the perfect analogy, right? We're going through a narcissistic abuse, losing our bodies, our thoughts, our words, even our wills, to live in the hopes to be heard by a narcissist, a person that is not capable of seeing or feeling anyone else's life force but their own. I think all narcissistic abuse survivors can identify with Echo and her story. However, I want to be more than Echo. I want to be my glorious self that I am. I'm going to listen to the deepest part of my soul that sees me and the wonderful person that I already am. So I keep doing what I can to heal myself and my inner child. I do my basic self-care. I get enough sleep, at least I try. I eat well, I drink water, I take breaks while working. I find if I can at least do those things throughout the day, my whole mental health and well-being increases. The next thing I've been working on is not to let the drama overtake who I really am. All of us survivors must deal with the fallout from abuse. That does not mean to say that I do not deal with the fallout, but I put it in its proper place. It does not have to get to be on the top of the list as my main priority. The only thing that remains at the top of the list is me and what I need. Second on my list is my son, because if I truly care for myself first, that's the only way I can care for him properly. I have to continuously keep working on that. Believe me, I've shed so many tears and have my emotions of dealing with problems that I did not cause. However, now I give myself time to feel it. More importantly, I'm not going to completely sacrifice myself to take care of someone else's mess. I take care of me first. I do the work I need to do for myself and my son first, and then I dedicate a small chunk of my day to fixing those other problems left behind in the wreckage. Because my son and I deserve my attention, not the narcissist. I will not be Echo shouting at narcissists. I'm learning to love me first. Just a thought for today.